Alright, so I haven't made a video in a while, so I figured I'd throw one out there. I'm about to cook because I'm hungry. Girlfriend's hungry. So I saw this recipe online for cheeseburger egg rolls. So I figured why not? I'm going to tweak it a little bit though, in true Josh fashion. I'm going to show you how, but first, gotta prep. First thing you need to do, chop up your onion. I like onions in my burgers, so my girlfriend does as well, as long as they're cooked. So you need to chop this motherfucker up. Simply just go snap, done. Pro tip, if you just snap your fingers instead of actually cutting the onion, you completely bypass all of the whole teary-eyed thing. Trust me, I just did it and it works. Next is your tomato. I just dug this out the ground myself. No, actually, I pulled it off that, tomato bush I got in the backyard. But once again, if you just snap your fingers, snap, and boom, done again. Now, disclaimer, I am not responsible for anybody walking through a grocery store, snapping their fingers, and instantly cutting up all their vegetables. I can't control that. I just control what I do at home. So please, snap responsibly. Okay, so the onions and tomatoes are snap chopped to perfection. Now the video I watched, they don't really have the burger topping, so let me show you what I'll be adding all together. So as you guys seen, tomato, onions. Also going to be adding some iceberg lettuce, the shreds to kind of emulate, the lettuce on the actual cheeseburger. Some bacon because, well, bacon belongs on everything. And also, stand by, giant chunks of sharp cheddar because, well, not a cheeseburger without cheese. So let me show you how I'm going to start cooking this. I'm going to cook the bacon first to get the bacon fat into the pan, and plus I want to eat some bacon right now. Then I'm going to take the ground beef that's been thawing in the sink and cook that in the bacon fat with the onions. So once that's all set together, we can let the meat cool for a minute and we can start putting them in the egg roll wrappers with chunks of cheese, and then deep fry that whole shapiro. The cheese inside will melt, everything will come together in happiness, and I get to stuff my fat ass. Let's get started. Alright, so the bacon's cooking. I got it on like a medium or low heat, or 4 if you live in America. And I also chopped it up because it'll make it easier to add to the egg rolls later on. So to let these cook up real nicely. By the way, I use a cast iron pot because I love cast iron pots. Let this cook up nicely, get all that fat and juicy and happiness to come out. And then afterwards, I will add the onions and ground beef. Also, while that bacon's cooking up nice and slow and nicely, take this time to refresh your beer. So this bacon came out great, not too crispy, not too soft, and I have some left over, so I figured, cook the rest of it. The bacon guys will be pleased. Look at him, he's angry. If you can't get no bacon, be angry, cat. Be angry. Alright, bacon's all cooked up, ready to go. Now let me show you why we cook the bacon first. This is what we're looking for. We got all that, well, let me get the light. All that delicious bacon fat and juices, bacon grease, I guess if you will, all ready to go. So I'm about to open up the packs of ground beef, drop the ground beef in here, and then add the onions as that start to cook. That way they don't get too mushy and soft, but still just the right tenderness, I guess you can say. All right. Okay, so now the ground beef is in the bacon fats with the onions added to it. I'm gonna let that simmer just a little bit to start browning the bottom. So then I can start mixing it up and, breaking the ground beef up into, like crumbles. I guess you can say like, taco meat style. That's what I'm going for here, not an actual patty. And I'll show you why in a little bit. Alright, ground beef cooked in the bacon grease is coming along really good. You see I've started to kind of break it up into a crumble. I'm going to let it cook all the way through because there's still a little pinkness inside, and once all that's done, I'm going to drain the juice, and then I can actually let this cool down for a little bit and start finally preparing the egg rolls themselves. Alright, so as you can see, the ground beef is all done and cooked and also drained of all the excellent juices. So delicious. Also, forgot to tell you, season your ground beef before you just toss it in there. Otherwise, you may get some bland taste. I use a little like seasoned salt, some oregano, just some simple stuff. You don't have to add a lot of flavor because all the rest is going to come from just the bacon fat and the grease that it cooked in, and of course the bacon and all the other toppings that we add on. So just a little bit just to give the meat its definitive flavor, I guess you can say. Alright, so the meat's cooled down, so I'll go ahead and set the egg roll before I roll it. You got your ground beef on the bottom, you got your bacon, your lettuce, tomatoes, and then you get your cheese cubes. Now the best part about the cheese cubes is once I start cooking this in the deep frying it in the grease, all that cheese is gonna melt into greatness. And then you got your cheeseburger freaking egg roll. And see, just like that, bacon cheeseburger egg rolls. Like, come on. Now all that's left to do is just deep fry the mofos and chow down. Oh yeah, you see this one kind of ripped open. A word of advice, if you're gonna roll egg rolls, maybe cut your nails so you don't poke a hole in the egg roll wrap, but even still, as you can see, it's all still staying together. Brown it up nice. I did turn the heat up a little bit just to give them to cook a little better, but maybe 30 seconds or so on each side and you're good to go. And there you have it. As you can see, the cheese is nice and melted. All the meat and bacon and cheese. Oh my god, it came out so great. So, real simple recipe. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description. But otherwise, I'm about to go fucking eat. Y'all have a great night. I know I'm about to.
Young Gerald, living fast as a bullet straight out of gun barrel. And I won't touch haters' hands, you hella unsterile. My career's trajectory is the up arrow. FedEx knocking, dropping up.